Hello everybody, and welcome back to Burrows. We are, we did the plan that Ken was like, we do it, and all went weird. I mean, we did succeed, but it's a little bit weird, just a little bit. Ken's kind of doing whatever he wants, good for him. Go off, King. He squats down to get at Doc's level, propping his head up with the gun. Why did you lie in your testimony? I don't know what you're... Ken raises the gun again as he flinches. Oh, okay. Refresh my memory. It's been quite a few years. What parts were untruthful? Man, we do just be beating up this badger now, don't we? Without breaking eye contact, Ken pops open his gold locket and pulls out a yellowed newspaper clipping. Regarding the young girl's death, a former psychologist of the man that at large had this to say. I treated Mr. Gould. I don't know how to pronounce that name. It is unfortunate. For years. And I can say without a doubt that this was not the result of any self-proclaimed psychological disorders. The accused was of sound mind and body at the time of the crime. In my professional opinion, he's a ruthless killer who's attempted to claim the illnesses he doesn't have as an excuse for his actions. I can testify that the reason I stopped treating him was due to the lack of any such disorders, the doctor says. Ringing any bells? Here, let me continue. Dr. Harris went on to claim the criminal's parents pushed for their son to be given a diagnosis rather than accept the twisted nature. He denies prescribing medicine to the accused, only a therapeutic services wherever offered. Officer Hopkins, father of the deceased, has jumped at the chance to catch his daughter's killer. Quote, there's a strong evidence that this was a deliberate act of sexual violence. The killer chose an isolated location, assaulted the victim, and burned all remaining evidence to cover his tracks. Ken sighs, crumpling the paper and tossing it to the side. How do you think I felt seeing that article, knowing it was sitting on every doorstep in town? How would I know? I'm not the one who did it. You're the reason He raises his arm to strike him again, but stops. He's trembling. All of those events started the second you laid eyes on me. Everything you did, it was always with my best interest in mind, right? If I talked out a turn, you hit me because I needed to learn when not to speak, right? When I told you the medicine was working, you stopped prescribing it because I needed to form a proper tool to address my issues on my own, right? When I didn't express interest in the girls in my class, you showed me those dirty pictures because I needed to grow up, right? When I turned 13, you took me to the Red Room because it was about time I became a man, right? I'm frozen in place. All I can do is stare at the floor and try to hold myself together as each accusation forces me to imagine every disgusting scenario. This is why Ken kept it to himself for so long. I have to fight the urge to grab the gun from his hands and take my rage out on the doc myself. Do it, bitch! We all sit in silence as Ken's words hang over us, and Doc simply stares back, eyes black as coal.
Cole, not cool. As Cole!
Are you done? Yes. And after I proved all this, you'll be done too.
He looks over to Michelle and shakes his head in pity.
You poor thing. You probably got sucked in by his charm. Didn't even know you married a monster.
She stays quiet, staring meditatively into the distance.
Well, this has been quite the interesting writing exercise, Ken. I'll give you an A- for creativity. But while we're spilling dirty laundry, I'll let you in on a little secret. One I and everyone in your life kept from you, to spare you the pain. What are you going on about?
The bruised beaver sits up, regaining a dominant posture, despite being tied up and at gunpoint.
Ken, isn't it obvious? None of that ever happened. The majority of your memories, the scouts, this alleged abuse, the girl's murder being an accident, all a byproduct of your own corrupted psyche. No! Shut the hell up! I won't let you get me again. If I lied about everything in that article, it's that you were completely free of any delusions. The only thing wrong with you, Ken, is that your mind cannot accept when you've made a mistake. I said shut up. No, you're going to listen to me, young man.
Ken's jaw shuts and he backs away. Ken?
You are a criminal. Reality will not change simply because you wish for a different outcome. Is it normal for me to defend myself when one of my patients flies off the handle? Is it normal for a father to want to prosecute his daughter's killer? And is it normal for someone with a guilty conscience to admit when they're wrong and face the consequences? But you, Ken, are not normal. You've never been, and you never will. Fuck you!
In a flash, the gun clatters to the ground as Ken's fist flies towards Doc's face. But by the time Jean pulls him away, the Doc's face is swollen and purple. Ken pushes Jean away and he lands next to Michelle, nearly knocking her over. I try to call his name, but he can't hear us over his own screams of rage. Okay, we're just shattering everything. We're going! Everything in his path that can be destroyed is picture frames, vases, tables, chairs. I imagine what would happen if that same rage was applied to Doc. Part of me thinks he deserves it. Suddenly it stops. He stands in the hallway with his back to us, barely breathing heavily. We all wait, afraid of what could happen next.
1 hour.
Doc gets roused from his hazy state, voice still maintaining a confident timbre.
I'm going to give you 1 hour to admit to everything. To tell me where you're keeping the tapes of our sessions. To admit you lied to the police.
I gasp as he pulls out a familiar-looking knife.
And every time you give me an answer I don't like, I'm going to cut something off.
Ken!
Shut up.
You promise, damn you.
This is different.
Please. You can't come back from that. Don't. I limp over to him, exhausted from the entire ordeal. I grab the arm holding the knife and hold it to his side with just enough force to not set him off. This is what you resorted to those other times. The ones that didn't work out. Then you know this isn't the answer. Find it in yourself to do the right thing.
My mind is telling me this is the right thing for scum like him.
Please. For me. He tenses up before finally dropping the knife. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief, including him.
All right. I'll try things your way.
After a few seconds of hesitating, he grabs a chair and pulls it in front of Doc to sit opposite him.
We have all night to talk. You'll crack eventually. I won't cut you, but I'll sure as shit clean your clock if you try to get help again. So, pick your words carefully. I think I'll just keep quiet then. Fine.
The two stare at each other with an intensity that sucks all of the oxygen out of the room. I double back and land on the floor next to Jean and Michelle. Thank the Lord. I thought we'd lost him. I won't let him become that person. I promise. I sit with my knees to my chest, still shivering from the ordeal. Jean puts an arm around me, is shaking despite his calm demeanor. Something bumps against my leg, breaks me out of my trance. It's Michelle. What's wrong? I immediately cringe at myself for asking such an asinine question given the circumstance. I mean, it is a fair question from a perspective. like if we consider her being tied up and beaten the norm, if she's got a new problem, it's, well, what's wrong? What's wrong now? Like, what's the new wrong, right? Like, she looks down towards her mouth, gesturing for me to remove her gag. Do you promise not to scream? She nods frantically. I look to Ken to make sure.
Do whatever you want.
All right. With the gentle touch, I wish I'd shown her to begin with, I untie the knot and pull the cloth away from her face. She gasps, taking a few big gulps of fresh air before settling down. I expect her to say something after requesting for her mouth to be freed, but instead she turns her head, staring daggers at her husband.
Shell, what's wrong?
You fucking bastard! I jump back as she flings her torso at him, aiming an elbow straight into his ribs. He buckles over, writhing in pain. Yo, lit!
Hey, get a hold of yourself!
Unable to right herself, I pull her back up to a sitting position. She's practically growling in anger. Of course I knew. I've known you were a bastard for years. Do you think I stuck around because of your sparkling personality? The only reason I didn't run off with a handsome younger man is because I was waiting for you to die and leave me everything. She spits at him.
You cunt! Only acting strong 'cause I'm beaten and bound.
Because of your own foolish actions, you deserve everything that you get, you fat piece of... Suddenly, her eyes flutter and she falls back into my arms. Hey, calm down. You've been through a lot tonight. Ken, can we let her lie down or something?
Master bedroom's down the hall if memory serves.
I look at Jean and he nods in recognition. I hold her torso with while Jean keeps her legs elevated as we shuffle down the hall towards the bedroom. But we're just out here doing whatever.
I said look again, MacArthur. Everyone in this town has a file.
No, excuse me. The flustered Fossa, fruitlessly looks over piles of papers again and again. I'm sorry, sir. There just ain't no other possums that go by that description in Wandering Pines. Are you sure you ain't talking about? I slam the table.
Are you calling me a liar?
Oh, we're playing as Frank. I see.
And watch your tongue. Don't go casually mentioning that name around here. Yes.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
And the fox.
Even less matches. Not that we could do much with your description of him.
I was only a passing glance, so...
Uh-huh. By the way, Diane's waiting to talk to you at the front desk.
What is it this time?
Dunno. It's always something with that broad. I swear she's got more tears than blood in her body.
I know she's still shaken up about dinner, but, damn it!
I downed the rest of my coffee and slammed the cup hard enough to make the room shake. Sir!
They won't get away with this! We're not gonna let them let our town get overrun by a couple of freaks and murderers. Especially that damn fox! He's... just a prissy, mincing prima donna.
Oh, God. What are these things? And why can't I stop eating them? Jean! Bedroom! Now! Yes. A woman's work is never done. He slinks back into the master bedroom, wiping crumbs from his chin as he closes the door behind him. Is she well? I shake my head. Here, put this pillow under her head so it's elevated. Gray, let's undo the rope. I don't think we need to worry about her trying to fight us. I don't know. Ken said... Gray! Huh? I barely register it when he slaps me. Snap out of it. Think for yourself, damn it. Examine the situation. Jean! Right. I'm sorry. You're right. Here. Also, I've always wanted to slap someone dramatically in a situation like this. And you ruined it. We hastily undo the knot the way Ken showed us. Her arms fall limply to her side, and we gently lay her down. Sorry. Thank you. I'd hardly thank us, considering we're the ones who did this to you. She chuckles, seemingly amused by the morbid scenario. I should be upset, but it's flattering that to get to Chester, I'd be used as collateral. Chester? Ah, the doctor. I guess he could be a Chester. I doubt my money was on Donald. I tease him about it all the time. Ma'am, is what you said out there true about marrying him for... The money? Yes. Listen from one girl to another. I'm all about using men for their money. But surely there must have been a more eligible bachelor to victimize, no? Girl. She sits up, giving Gina once over. Yes. I see. Yes, you're right. I probably could have looked a little harder, but be more selective. But alas, he was there. That's kind of cold, isn't it? She rolls her eyes, still rubbing the rope marks on her forearms. You're still young. You won't get it. Men can keep aging without losing respect from their peers, but women... She checks her reflection in the bar door and chuckles. We have an expiration date. I can't afford to be picky. All it takes is for us to hit that big 4-0 and we suddenly go from madam to matron. It doesn't even matter if our look stays the same to men. It's all a numbers game. Just because they admire actresses like Bette Davis doesn't mean they want to take her to bed. To be respected and to be desired are two very different things. Jean nods and sighs. And I'm guessing you had no idea what our feline friend was talking about. She twitches, continuing to stare in the mirror. Not counting, continuing. No clue. That must have been well before we got hitched. I find that hard to believe. Then don't. I don't really care. The gun-toting biker outside this door begs to differ. I know the gun isn't real. My husband would be full of holes by now if it were. Huh. You really don't belong here, do you? She shrugs, reaching an arm down her back to adjust one of the many straps behind that a lace contraption on her body. Smart women don't belong anywhere. That's why we play dumb. When we finally get a little power, when we play the same games men do, it's thrown back at us. That's why I was willing to let the clock run out, take the money, and get out of this little town. I just had to wait. Her lip quivers. Just a few more years. Oh, sorry. The drinks, the excess. Surely any day now he'd... Michelle. I know I'm pathetic. And conniving? Conniving. Is that what that word is? Okay. And all the things he thought about me were true. I'm not better than anyone in this damn town. And know this, unlike him, I wasn't given a choice. I move a pillow and sit on the bed next to her. Jean grabs a tissue from the... What is this? Is this the nightstand? The drawers next to on the bed? What is this word? Bador? I don't know. And wipes the mascara running down her cheeks clean. Ma'am, I want you to tell us everything. The only way we can all get out of this is if we share information. Not that we don't trust the lad, but his emotions are running high right now, and we can't rely on his tellings of events. You're the only one who won't lie to us. Michelle gasps as Jean pulls an eyeliner pencil from her makeup drawer, threatening to snap it in half. Right. That's Dior. You monster! Fine. I'll talk. After a long sigh, she gets up and walks over to a conveniently placed minibar at the far end of the room. Okay, everyone. I'm going to end the part here, so I do hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.